going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We're trying a few things out a little bit different today. We've got some new gear, we've got some different sort of ideas and stuff like that going on. I'm not sure if it'll be good or not. We've got a new mic and a new helmet, obviously. Been pushing speed a little bit more lately than I'd probably feel comfortable with my other helmet, especially on a begode race. A little bit suspicious. So yeah, we got a new helmet. This one's a proper road bike helmet. We're no longer repping the downhill mountain bike helmet. I still use that one on hotter days and when I've not got the need for speed. This one here just gives you a little bit more confidence. With that little bit more confidence, got a new sound system set up in this, running the Center R35. I've got that connected to the Insta 360 at the moment. I'm not sure if it's actually picking up audio yet. We'll see. We'll see once we get out there, and I have no idea what the audio quality is going to be like either. Theoretically, it should be better being a dedicated mic in the helmet. Should be a lot better. But I'm going to go for a ride and we'll have a look. Got a bit of a slightly different setup with the wheel now as well. I used to run this wheel on the lowest pedal settings when I first got it. And then as I started racing, I was scraping a little bit. And then moved them up to the medium settings. After the medium settings, we continued to scrape, so we've gone up to the higher settings. Feels a little bit awkward at the moment, a little bit different. Doesn't feel bad. I'm not sure if it's just the pads or not, but feels a little bit less stable than I was used to. Which, you know, might be something that we can get used to. Might be able to just change. Might have to go back and just change how we take our corners. We can go for a cruise though and see. Actually, I need to connect to EUC World just quickly while I'm thinking about it. I always use EUC World while I'm riding. Gives me a little bit more confidence because it's not going to work because I've got my headset connected to the Insta, and this headset, which I didn't realise when I bought it, seems to be only capable of one Bluetooth connection, even though it says it can do two. Doesn't seem like that's the case, so we'll just leave it as it is at the moment. Hopefully we don't have a cutout, I suppose. Not that having it in your helmet's going to stop you from a cutout, it just, especially with a helmet like this, it may allow you to hear it a bit better, so it gives me a little bit more confidence. So we've changed our pads around, changed a few settings on the wheel. There's a lot of changes at the moment. Different shoes, but I think you guys have seen them before. Different pad placement, different lean angle. We're now on, what would it be, I suppose, -1, leaning towards the front. We were at 0 before. With my pad placement, I'm trying to stop oscillations around the corners. So trying to get my feet bang on in the middle. It's got to be close at the moment. I can't really see when I'm riding, but when I put my shoes in there, it looks good. It feels good too. Just, man, it feels so different now with the pedals higher, carving, and it's so much more twitchy. I don't know how to describe it other than that. It's just more twitchy than it was, which is not a bad thing. I like a fast feeling wheel. You can sort of fling around a little bit. Not really sure where we're going around here. I haven't been around this area too much, so work it out. There's not much to see that way, it's just going to take us to a dead end, I think. We'll continue our ride on the nice footpath. Keep going up north. Race a few cars. Still a bit sketchy. I had doing some laps yesterday, just around a car park. Had a few pretty heavy speed wobbles when braking and transitioning to and from power. So heavy on power and then sort of off, start getting a few wobbles. Could be fatigue. Could have been poor pad placement. I did move around slightly since then. Could be wheel setup, could be pedal height, who knows what it is, but we're out here to find out. It's feeling very stable at the moment, as you can probably tell. What are we doing? 73 on the speedo. We'll see if GPS is working on this video. I've been trying to get it working. Oh mate, the whole time. Been trying to get GPS working and I just can't seem to get it sorted on this Insta. Something's going on with it. Yeah, whatever I do, I can't seem to get GPS working. I tell you what, I don't know how the audio is, but I can't hear much in this helmet. That really worries me with the beeps. This wheel should have plenty of headroom at this speed. It's just we're going into a headwind. It's Geraldton. It's usually pretty windy. That doesn't really look like it, honestly, but it feels like a hell of a headwind. It's Geraldton. It's always pretty windy around here. I'm fairly used to riding in the wind, but yeah. Not sure I exactly trust the top speed of this wheel. Everyone always says should be able to get, you know, well, they don't say that, but they reckon that you should have plenty of headroom or enough headroom to continue on at, you know, somewhere around 100k an hour. I've not found that to be the case with my weight. For reference, I'm probably 93, 95 kilos, something like that. With gear, like there's a bit of gear on here. It's easy up at the 100, probably 102. So at my weight, I've found that I hit the beeps at about 96, 97k an hour. Has been the maximum so far. That was at, I think it was at 18% safety margin left. So 82 PWM. I'd like a little bit more headroom than that. It's probably not going to happen unless we get the P6. But that's alright. I tell you, the wind's strong. Blowing the wheel around everywhere. Look at how it's leaning just to stay upright in these conditions. Doesn't even look windy. We'll soon know if we cruise them back and can go a bit quicker. Not that many places to ride around Gero, sadly. There's not too many nice footpaths or anything like that. There's a lot of cops around at the moment. They're sort of targeting the scooters, it seems. We try and be respectful where there's people around and try and cruise nice and slow, but along areas like that, you got to stretch its legs a little bit. Had a bit of rain over the past few days. It's washed a lot of shit. Ooh, glass. Washed a lot of shit over the walkways and stuff, so gotta be careful of that. Nearly had a fairly bad crash at the boat ramp the other day. I was getting some laps in around the car park. I got a slight wobble with the slightly different pad placement and the new setup. Got a bit of a wobble, went a bit wider around the corner, hit some loose stuff, and then it started to spin and spin and spin. I'll see if I can upload a photo of it into this video so you can see what I mean, but it was very scary. You don't really want to lose traction when you've only got one wheel holding you up. This person's in their car, are they going to notice us? We'll get onto the path. Nice and slow past them, just in case they don't notice us. Always want to be careful in scenarios like that. People are unpredictable. People are unpredictable and reckless. They don't really care about anyone around you. If you ride it like a motorbike and act like everyone's always out to try and run you over, you'll have a safe ride. So, that's what I always do. Got a little remote control car out there. In other news, we've sold the Pattern. The OG. Sold it sadly. It's devastating to come home and not see it there. This is my only wheel now, and that doesn't give me much faith. It's historically not really been the most reliable wheel around. For me either, when I first had it. If you've watched the first videos, you would have seen that I had a bunch of battery BMS issues with it, from brand spanking new. I got 2 rides into it, and then, yeah, BMS issues. I think I had, probably 100 Ks on it by that point there. Which is not much, it took months to get fixed, but it's back up and going now. It's been going alright, so got to give it that, I suppose. Even when I raced the Nationals last year, 2025, we had battery issues. When I wanted to charge the wheel, I had to pull the wheel apart, pull the battery out of it, and tap around where the BMS was to try and get it working. I wasn't quite game enough to properly pull the battery pack apart and try and find what was wrong with it. But it's working now for the moment. So, we're going to have to try and get a new wheel. Need a new off-road wheel. Well, what an all-rounder. Sort of thinking about the Lynx S, I'd say. Seems like the best option out there. It's either that or the F18's been piquing my interest a fair bit lately for some reason. Something about it. It seems, I don't know, seems good. This is what we need the Lynx for, so we can go through stuff like this. I won't be doing it on a straight tyre. But I'd love to see where those little trails go. Not going to be too long of a ride. Probably going to start heading home soonish. Still not feeling very well, so if the audio sounds a bit weird, it could be the new mic. Maybe the new mic's not working. Or it might be that I'm sick. Been sick for the past few days. Haven't been having a good time. Feeling a bit better today though, so to come out for a ride. Test how everything's going. See what it's feeling like. It's just loose stuff like that that worries me. Always be very wary of dogs when you're coming up behind them. They're unpredictable. That one seemed like a good dog. I had a few of them lunging, and a couple of them slip their leads and try and chase after you. None of them been super aggressive, like actually trying to attack, just very curious and something fast that they've never seen before, so they want to go chase it, they want to go fuck with it. That's where you always got to be careful. Pull their owner into a dangerous position, they can clip you. Some of them could bite you. Always have to be careful with them. With my feet being further back at the moment, I tell you, it's taking a toll. There's a lot of pressure that I've got to put on my feet to get up to some of these speeds, and it's killing me at the moment. Probably good for you though. Build up some stamina. Yep, so I sold my patent to my mate, so hopefully we'll have someone else coming out on these rides with us soon. Probably not at this speed on the patent, but yeah. You always get some funny looks across here when you're cruising along. So this is why I needed to invest in a slightly better helmet. So many times there where you cruise along at this kind of speed, and you know, it's too dangerous with just a downhill mountain bike helmet. It's not built for it. They're not built for those kinds of speeds. What do we got going on up here? Cheers, bro. I'm also not super comfortable on this tyre anymore. I damaged some mother-in-law's elephant ornaments with it a while ago. Just barely touched them. They obviously a bit sun damaged or whatever, and they broke, and they've cut a bit of a slit out of the tyre. They're not super comfortable pushing it at ridiculous speeds, but it's been holding up alright now. That was probably 100 k's ago. Should probably change it. I don't know what tyre to put on it. I've been pretty happy with this tyre, honestly. The stock tyre on the race, quite a beauty. It could be a little bit wider. Maybe slightly more gyro effect would be nice for me, but I've not really experienced too many different tyres to compare it to. I do want to try some different pad setups pretty soon. These power knobs, I tell you, they're great for heavy acceleration with the obviously with the 3D printed shin section that I've put on there. The only problem is, you can't sit down in it. I don't know how people say you can do it. It doesn't work. You gotta like actually pull your feet out to sit down on it. You know, there's no chance of getting that working for my foot size and for my maybe flexibility levels. There's just no chance. Yeah, might try some Grizzler sinks. They seem like a bit of a cross in between these and the sort of the pads from the past, I guess. Pretty interested to give them a try though. The only problem is with all these pads comes the price. They're just unbelievably expensive for a 3D printed bit of gear. They're just, it's so much. I know people do a lot of R&D into them and it's a niche market, so you got to make money somewhere, but it does feel like, you know, these ones here, to get them to Australia, it was near $500. Not in 480 or something like that. It's just too much. It's too much for something that I could print at home. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's too much. But, you know, they're a nice design. They're all ready. Theoretically, you won't have to do any testing. There's nothing. You just put them on. Already come with the Velcro. You know, it's convenience, I suppose, versus cost. The cost being very high, the convenience also being high. To get back up on this, it's a pain. Pitch me feet back under it again. Yeah. It might be a bit better for me if I cut these. Made them two different pieces. I've still got them as one piece. I kind of want that extra grip though, in case, you know, it's Velcro at the end of the day. It's a Velcro holding 102 kilos, leaning with all of my weight at some points. It's a lot of weight on Velcro. Hi mate. Funny little puppies. I still think that even though it's Velcro and Velcro sucks, Velcro is probably the best thing that we got available at the moment for us in this space until someone comes up with something better. I think it's Velcro. Velcro it is. Starting to get a bit warmer now that we're slowing down a little bit. Thought it was going to rain today, but that's why I come out for a bit of a ride earlier rather than later. But seems like the weather's going to hold off for a little bit. Hurry up, there it is. So difficult to find for some reason. The race has been handling bumps so much better after I followed Roger's suspension mod video. I tell you, it's so glad I did it. It just rides infinitely better, so much better. More suspension travel, smoother all the way through. I changed out the oil for some good quality 2.5 weight. It's just infinitely better. It rides so much nicer. And I am actually liking it with the pads up higher, the pedals up higher. I did a few laps yesterday and didn't pedal scrape once, which is pretty unusual for me. Probably not going to be able to get down far enough to see, but there is a lot of pedal scrapage going on. Most of that damage was from before doing the suspension mod and raising the pedals. Some of it's from the last indoor series that AusPV had, not series I suppose, track day. That was last weekend down in Perth. That was good fun. Sadly, I was the only EUC there. Most of the other lads were busy. A couple of them have switched over to skateboards, so we'll see. Hopefully they're still riding the EUCs at the Nationals, because we want as much competition as we can get. It's a beautiful ride all along this area. The ocean, all of it just looks so nice. It's not going to come across, it's going to come across as looking like crap on the camera, but take my word for it, it's beautiful. Looks like we've got some lads out there on electric, what do they call them? The electric hydrofoil boards, what do they call them? That looks awesome. That's something that I really wanted to try, but I've got a few too many hobbies at the moment. They're all very expensive for some reason. EUC is a fairly new one for me. Can't spend too much money on it. That being said, you know the rules. I had 2 EUCs, so I sold one. I'm definitely allowed to buy another one. Not many waves around today for the lads, but beautiful day for it. It's not too hot. I tried to I greased the the pedal rods, I suppose. Yesterday when I raised the pedals, try and stop some of that squeaking. It's made most of it go away, but there's still a bit of it there, still a bit of creaking and stuff, and I tell you, that really shits me. It just doesn't really make you feel super secure when you can hear stuff creaking and, you know, there's a little bit of play, a little bit of slop, a little bit of something giving. Just doesn't bring you a lot of confidence. Need to find an area where I can do some heavy starts, race level starts. Need it to be grippy and free of dirt, because as I found out yesterday, that was sketchy. It's not uncommon for me to slide in that car park, but man, it makes you nervous when it does happen. That was by far the worst slide that I've had in that car park. It didn't come off somehow, luckily, but yeah, wheel was fully leant over, right forward, just slipping, struggling for traction. That right there though is one of the reasons to buy a more powerful wheel. If that was like, you can say whatever you want about this wheel, but man, it's got some power. It just goes. It wants to go fast. It has ridiculous power. And without that power, I would have been on my face yesterday. Guaranteed. There is no chance that that would have been savable on the pattern, let's say. Or on most of the other wheels around. P6 might have done it. Lynx S, and maybe some of the newer ones might have also saved it. But yeah, full confidence in this one to save that sort of thing. The wheel come out sideways, and then when I regained traction it was sideways, and I had horrific wobbles for probably the next 20 metres. It was really hard to get them under control. Making a new footpath over the other side of the road there, so that'll be nice. When this area is busy as it is at the moment, it'll be good to have another area to go over to. That one there, they always did have a footpath. It was just shit. It was bumpy as. Yeah. I'm pretty keen to have my mate out here riding with me. Hopefully we can start making some videos. I want to try and get him into racing as well. But I tell you, after that first one, I've just been hooked. That's all I want to do. Just go fast, push, and find the limits. It's obviously dangerous doing that, but you take the risks, and you wear good safety gear and do what you can to be safe. A lot of people think that the pattern probably isn't a competitive wheel or anything like that, but I tell you what, on short go-kart tracks, that thing, oh mate, it goes, eh? It goes. That was what I raced on at the indoor series for the Nationals in 2025. It did me well. It was competitive against wheels that it probably shouldn't have been competitive against. Yeah, we were racing X-Ways and Lynxes, and there was a few other different wheels out there. I'll just show you quickly while we're here. Take it for the run. So my racetrack that I do, come fast up here, heavy braking around here. Get through. Down this way, as you can see, you know, there's a lot of crap on the car park. It's a dangerous area to push, but it keeps you on your toes. It's good. So came around here, I got a slight little wobble. Obviously went out a bit further than I usually do on this corner, and you see that line right there that we're riding over? Yep, that was it. As you can see, went sideways at the end, skipped and landed over there, and then straightened it up from there somehow. Still don't know how, because we had a full, you know, jumped and probably went 300 mil across. You know, like actually jumped it, landed sort of sideways, and then it jumped, kicked over, and then landed sideways again. We recovered it though somehow, so that was good. Alright guys, getting a bit crowded through here. I'm gonna sign off here and go have coffee, so see you all in the next one.